What's up YouTube, this is Nicholas's Figure Reviews and this is the video review for SHFIGUARTS Bruce Lee. So yep, we finally have the figure for this guy in SHF form, since after months of the Figma version that was released, that was not having the Bruce Lee feel. But now SHFIGUARTS finally released it, and yeah. So I did say that I'll be taking a break from reviewing, but since I got this guy, I might as well review it. Alright, so for the box of the figure, we have the standard yellow and black color scheme for the Bruce Lee that we all know, because the suit that he wears. We have a silhouette of the actual Bruce Lee at the back over here. We have his name in a really nice gloss font with some nice details to it. SHF blur, SHF blur again, Bandai, the machinations. We have the Bruce Lee official logo as well. It's pretty cool. And we have the figure inside. So turning on the side, you have a really nice label, kind of, for both sides. And on the back, you see the figure and some poses, and of course the extra accessories that he comes with. And if you guys want to take a look, he does come with an English, kind of like a bio. So if you want to read it, pause it. And of course, Bandai did put the ways of how they use the facial recognition technology that they use for his face. Yeah, so pretty cool that Bandai is having stuff in English on boxes now. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the box. Pretty nice little box, slightly bigger than the small SHF boxes that we all know, but still a pretty good looking one. So that's pretty much it for the box. I will open this guy and I'll let you guys take a closer look at the figure, so stay tuned. So alright, for the things that are included with this figure, we have the figure itself, 3 extra faces, his nunchucks, we have the long cudgel or his staff, and we have two short ones, and we have hands, quite a bit this time. So we have the thumb stick out hand for that pose that he does before he does those moves. We have holding hands. We have his hotline bling or his signature pose hands, wide spread open hands, and his 1-inch punch hands, and of course the standard fist. So that's pretty much it for the accessories, and I'll go through closer details of the figure. Alright, so after playing with the figure a bit, I'm actually impressed for what Bandai did with this figure. Many people are gonna complain that yes, the joints are exposed, but I have to say this is one of the best articulated Bruce Lee figures that we have get so far, standing beside the Figma one, which I don't really prefer because the face is not really accurate, but it still has a bit of that Bruce Lee image. But this has a really nice Bruce Lee representation and looks almost exactly like him. Alright, so going through articulation, I'm gonna say this is a really nicely articulated figure. Alright, so for the head, we have a double ball joint, so he can do the chicken, rock side to side, up and down, and he can do a 360 as well, so it's pretty obvious. He also has a ball joint down at the neck, so you get a lot of rotation and movement for the head. You have butterfly joints that work as armpit. You have butterfly joints on the armpits over here that go front and back. You have a ball joint inside the shoulder, a hinge that goes out like this far, all around, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and we have a ball joint for the wrist. That's just a ball joint on a peg, but it still works quite well. We have a ball joint on the upper torso that gives you quite a decent bend. Back crunch is really good, front is quite okay. You have a waist ball joint that helps give a bigger bend as well. Side to side, quite good, and you have full rotation. You have 2.0 SHF hips that they use for the renewal hibiki that go out this far, all around. Hidden thigh swivel, double a really huge joint on the knee, but it gives a really good bend. You have a ball jointed ankle that nicely blends in together with his shoes, and to finish it off you have a toe hinge. So this is a really nicely articulated figure and I'm really enjoying it. Lots of fun shots you can do, and of course if you are a Bruce Lee fan, not a bigger Bruce Lee fan than me, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like this representation of a 1/12 scale Bruce Lee. So yeah, I don't know much about Bruce Lee. All I know is, you know, he's the student of Ip Man. Forgot his name, but yeah, kinda have the basic knowledge of him. But he's a really cool actor and all that. So yeah, that's it for articulation. For his faces, I'm just gonna quickly go through. We have 3 extra faces. So we have this face that he's ready to fight, looking straight ahead with his mouth in a different position. I'll just compare it with the face that he already comes with. And boy, Bandai has really nice face scanning technology. The next face we're gonna have is the similar face to the previous one, but with his eyes looking on the right. And as you can see, the eyes are really nicely printed. And lastly, we have this face, which is used for many toy memes with his mouth screaming and his eyes open wide. So that's pretty cool. And I have to say, the paint apps on the hair is pretty nicely done. They use this matte dark brown, but it gives a really nice shine to it, and it doesn't really gives a dull look. So I'm pretty happy. Alright, so to change faces, it's pretty simple. You just pop the face off and pop the face in. So it's a really simple pet connection and all that. Alright, so I'm gonna take a closer look at the accessories. Here's his nunchuck, or his nunchaku, which is pretty cool. Made up, has a actual chain to it. Try not to let it touch the figure too much, you know, or else rust will happen. And all that. Yeah, he only comes with 1, which is kind of unfortunate because the Figma did come with 2. But to compensate, Bandai included sticks or staffs. So this is the short version of the cut gel or the staff, whatever you want to call it, combat sticks, batons. So he has 2 short ones that he can hold. And he comes with 1 really long one that is way taller than this figure. Yeah, so pretty cool. And to make him hold it, of course he did come with holding hands that I'm kind of disappointed that they are specifically made for holding his accessories, because I really prefer it if they have separate fingers so that you can squeeze a gun or a different sword inside to make really fun stuff. But to put on his accessories, you just slot it in like that. And to change hands, just pop it off and be really careful and just put the peg in, because the peg is quite thin and I'm pretty sure it's really easy to break if you're not careful. So we have Bruce Lee holding a giant pocky stick. Pretty cool. And on the other hand, I'm just gonna make him hold the nunchuck. Be really careful. Sometimes it might be hard to put the hand in because of how new the toy is still, but I'm pretty sure you get to it. So I put the nunchaku on, and there you have it. Or you can do that thing where he puts the other nunchuck under his armpit to get ready to wreck you, enter the dragon, and all that. It might be hard to replicate that pose, but I'm pretty sure you might get through it, because Bandai did make a small groove under there. If you can see, there's a small groove to make the nunchuck kind of slot in, so it kind of clamps in if you push in the shoulders. It works when you're lucky, and it works really well if it does, but if it doesn't, you have to kind of work your way and try to fiddle the toy more to get used to the figure's articulation and all that. But yeah, so I kind of did it, and it's not that accurate because the chains are supposed to like pull out like this, but you'll get the gist of it. So yeah, to show some of the accessories on the figure in action, here we have Bruce Lee with his slightly looking to the right face, and him holding his long staff. Here we have Bruce Lee doing his signature pose with his hotline bling hands. And finally, here we have Bruce Lee looking down on you. And finally, for size comparison, here he is standing beside SHFIGUARTS Drive Type Speed. Just gonna move him here. We have the Hasbro Black Series First Order Stormtrooper. We have Figma Shimakaze. And lastly, we have my Kit Bash Mask Rider Riger standing at the back. So he's kind of like the standard human scale. So he, I guess, kind of scales in most figures. So yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it. Overall, he's a really good figure, really accurate face sculpt. I don't really mind the exposed joints because they give you a maximum amount of articulation you need for an articulated Bruce Lee figure. So overall, I give this guy a 9.5 over 10. Yeah, he kind of looks improportionate in some areas, but I really don't mind because this is a really nice representation of Bruce Lee. I may not know much about him, but I'm pretty sure this is a good looking one. So that's pretty much it of this video. If you enjoyed this review, do leave a like, comment, and subscribe below. Subscribing to my channel really helps my channel a lot, so I really appreciate it if you do subscribe. This is Nicholas Figure Reviews signing out, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Peace.